Welcome everybody to my new set, the FringeRX. This is an incredible show because it is my very first one. We're a virgin here tonight, but I am so excited to have you all here. It is November. We're going to timestamp this. November 2020. We're almost done with the year of the pandemic, the year of the election, and my year for getting extreme therapy. I've tried everything this year. I tried Adderall for my ADHD. I ended up losing my car, running out of gas, losing my phone, and then I finally decided this is not working. I got a day planner because my therapist told me to. It's the year 2020, so this is not working out real well. But I'm looking into the future, and that's the important part. So I believe the year 2021 will be much better for everyone. Until then, we got to wear a mask. But today, I have an amazing guest. And she's going to teach you something, but I think she's going to uplift your spirits too, because she's a celebrity healer. She's a spiritual woman. She's my friend. And let's welcome her. Theo O'Leary. Oh, Corona hug. Boom.
Right. Here we go.
All right. Have a seat. And I'm so excited that you're here today because I know that you're going to be able to give people hope, you know?
I hope so. I really am honored to be here and very excited about your project and what you're doing in the world. I think it is incredibly important, and I just want to...
That's so sweet.
Thank
you.
That's
so sweet.
Really,
I don't know about that. But
yes,
yeah, I'm trying my best.
Yeah, it's very important, and I think that you have an amazing message to give everybody. So I think that's going to be, I think it's really going to be special. So, and I hope that I'm able to share with everyone.
Well, you're very special to be here.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you right off the bat, what is it like to be a celebrity healer?
You know, I would say that, I'm just going to say, what is it like to be a healer? And I was born with gifts. I didn't understand those gifts, and I felt really alone for a long time because I felt like those gifts needed to be a secret. And I know that most people have special, talents and a mystical essence. And the people that I've come into contact over the years with have been incredibly powerful people, from celebrities to, doctors to people in my family. People are really connected. And I think for me, being a healer, it's such a blessing because I get to hold a mirror and let people see themselves for the first time, and it's a huge honor, to be part of their process, because people heal themselves. People find me to help them overcome whatever they're going through.
You said you found out when you were a very small child.
Yeah.
How did you find out?
Well, I just knew and saw things. My mom happened to be a celebrity astrologer, and my dad was her business manager. And in shamanism, I'm going to go around a little bit, but in shamanism, one of the initiations is to be struck by lightning. My mom was doing an interview with a reporter and got struck by lightning twice in a matter of a minute. And then my dad accidentally electrocuted her with an iron, and that wasn't a...
What?
I know, it was an accident, and he wasn't handy, and yeah. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
so my mom was pregnant with me, and so I always joke that I called on Thor, but I came out with abilities. So I'm clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, empathic, I'm a medium. I wear a lot of different hats. And, as a little girl, I saw angels. And I also saw darker energies as well. And I just thought, yeah,
really?
yeah, that's life, right? It's life. We're down here having a human experience, and there's going to be energies, darker energies, or whatever you want to call them, that are helping us to evolve on the soul level, right?
So how did you know it wasn't just like a hallucination, or, was it all the time?
Well, I think, as a 3 or 4 year old, when you're able to communicate with angels, they're just loving and beautiful, right? And they felt like my family.
Now, you're gonna think this is crazy, because I have never told this on air or anything. But when I was about 4, I had a really, really high fever, so I could chalk it up to that. But I swear there was a devil that popped out underneath of my bed. But get this, I had a hallucination. Or a vision, if you want to say, of 2 angels that came into my bedroom, and they asked me what I wanted for my birthday. My birthday was the next day, and I was really sick, so my birthday party was canceled, and my best friend was leaving for vacation, so she couldn't come. Those were my 2 wishes. This is how I blew my wishes. Can you believe that? I could have asked for more wishes, money, but it was just, I want to get better by tomorrow, and I want my girlfriend to be able to come to my birthday party. And I woke up and I was completely better the next day, and she canceled her trip and came to my party.
And you got your wishes, right?
Yeah, but that's the only time I've ever had anything like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah?
However, we don't realize what's going on. Like, it's true, when we ask, we receive. And at 4 years old, you're not going to care about money, right? That the material world is not. Children are amazing, right? Children just know what's important. They are connected. I at my dad's funeral, my cousin children, they were 2 and 9 months, were looking up, and you could tell that they were talking to someone. And I love animals and children because they're so deeply connected to the unseen world, and their veil's so thin. And anyway, I love that story. I love that story.
So when did you decide that you wanted to follow this path, or did you have to?
That's both.
Okay.
So my mom was this eccentric astrologer on TV. My dad was wild.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I just wanted to be normal. I just wanted to learn about science and wear Izod and just be like geek out with that. And I had these gifts. And in high school, I would dream, and the next day my dreams would come true. And I knew I would play with the energies. And when I went to college, I'm like, okay, you have to give me college. You have to let me be normal for college. And so...
Really?
Yeah.
So it was
and
an
I
agreement. It was an agreement.
It was an agreement. I said, it has to be, like, you just have to let me be normal. And they did. They were always on the outskirts. But I had a great time in college, and I was able to just kind of be quote unquote normal. And I actually was an esthetician, or am an esthetician, for 20 years. And I always knew that I wanted to help people, but I would have, when I became an esthetician, I would put my hands on people and I would know things. And I would do facials for them, and I would feel in, and some people call me a health intuitive, a medical intuitive. I know what's going on in the body. And for me, I would get these flashes. It's kind of like a movie. And I would do my work without them knowing. And they would say, that was the best facial I ever had. And I would think,
wow.
Not the facial.
Oh, they wouldn't even know.
No, and which is an uneven exchange of energy. So anybody out there, if you're practicing your energy work, people need to know, because it's a long story, but basically I would take on other people's energy unknowingly. There's no manual on this stuff. And so I got the nickname the Skin Genie.
The Skin Genie.
Yeah,
okay.
The Skin Genie. And
you gotta do me.
yes, and the psychic facialist, and I would do these healings. And over the course of the years, people caught on to what was really happening. And I learned through trial and error that I had to tell people what was going on. And so to answer your question, Spirit kept pushing me, and I kept resisting, and pushing me, and I kept resisting. And it was funny because I would have the most incredible intuitives walk through my door, like very well-known intuitives are like, you have to start using your voice. And I'm like,
really?
No, I don't.
So they knew?
They knew, and I feel like the universe was sending them to have me walk into my gift, because I didn't want it. And that's, I have this I had a love-hate relationship with my abilities, because I felt like I was all alone. And so they would tell me, and I'd say, I don't know what you're talking about. And I would get this flash where I'm wearing a special needs helmet or crutches, and like I feel like my guides have a real sense of humor.
Okay.
And they're like, it's like, you need to step into your gift. So I have, like I said, resisted, and Spirit always sent people on my path
to say, hey, you need to do this.
Not just with that, but with other people who actually needed healings, and I'm of service. So
right.
It's a beautiful gift to have, and I think I always joke that God's not codependent, and so it's about healthy boundaries too.
So is there a training, or is it just?
I joke that I've been in Harry Potter school my whole life, because it's constant. Okay. It's constant training. It's like you're always learning. As long as there's breath in the mirror, there's work to do, right?
Can you tell me, like, when you said you went to college, you obviously you got out of college, you got yourself a regular job. What was the one thing, like the pivotal thing that said, I have to take this and as a gift, and I have to do my calling?
That's hard to articulate, because when I would put my hands on people, I would know things, and I would feel the love that is authentically within them, and I can't not do my work. I can't not do it. It's a little bird with an injured wing will just step in front of my pathway. Like, it's always coming in, whether I'm getting paid or not. It's always in. It's not a joke, but I feel like I do work for God, the universe, and that's
a heavy employer.
You know what? Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big job, but it's such an honor too. It's like I get to, like I said before, connect with other people who are also light workers and amazing humans that are down here trying to make the planet a better place. And I think that's, whether I'm doing healing or skincare or my candles or just being, we're calibrated at a certain frequency, you as well, and you're changing
Well, yeah, we're all energy.
We're all energy,
yeah.
right? And so just walking into Trader Joe's, you're helping people. So I think that, I mean, I've gone through a lot of different phases in my own life that has really, solidified my work. And yeah, so I don't know, like I said, that's a hard one to articulate.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to articulate.
Do you have you healed anybody from like an incurable disease?
Yes. And this, lots actually.
Lots?
Lots.
Oh, wow.
And it's, I don't claim to.
See, that's a good thing.
I don't claim to, if someone is sick, they're going to get better. They heal themselves. I had a client come in, and he had to have surgery on his ear. He had swimmer's ear, and he thought, before I have the surgery, let me just go to Theo and see if we can do one last hurrah with it. And it turned out that he was holding some real wounding and some base beliefs with his father, and because his dad used to yell at him, and it was about being unworthy, and he had a situation that happened at work that triggered all of it.
Yeah.
And even though he went surfing and got the swimmer's ear, we went into the root of what was causing that issue, and it just went away. The doctors they said it,
Yeah, you always hear stories like that.
Yeah.
Like somebody has an inoperable tumor, and whether that be a lot of time it's faith, but and the doctors don't have an excuse for it. It's just gone.
And I've worked with people with cancer, and it's amazing the power of the mind and what we're holding on to. The body communicates with us. It's a vehicle to say, hey, look, something is out of alignment in your emotional body or your spirit, and it shows up in the physical reality.
Yeah, well, a lot of people use a terminology of, your self-destructive behavior, but your thoughts, can be incredible baggage to carry around with you. That inner voice that is either, encouraging or deprecating and can damage you,
I'll share a pivotal moment for myself.
Okay.
On that note, I was at this is years ago, I was at a charity for Marianne Williamson, and Steven Tyler was playing. And after the show, people were just pushing, trying to get to him. And I'm little, and I got pushed right into him, and by accident, or not accident, I should say. And we're basically hand in hand up against, and I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And he grabs my face, and he looks at me, he says, and he pulls me close to him. And he says, darling, don't ever be sorry. And my first response was, why is he touching my face? Oh my God, he's touching my face. And, whoa. And
Steven Tyler.
It's amazing, right? And 3 days later, it was still sitting with me. Why was it really rocked, his words really rocked me. And
don't ever be sorry.
Don't ever be sorry. And what I uncovered was that I was sorry just being me, which is when I sat with it, prayed on it, meditated, wrote about it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry just being me. And I think that has to do with my gifts and being different, and I made a conscious decision that day to love myself entirely. And it's daily work. It's daily work because I deserve that, and everybody deserves that. So, yeah, anyway, so it's our mind, our thoughts can be toxic if we choose to go down that path. For me, Steven Tyler was, I was at a fork in the road.
Not a bad way to go.
Not bad, right? And so, yeah.
Well, and you told me a few days ago that you had a condition where you couldn't eat anything.
Yeah. I've had multiple conditions over my life, and I think that's part of my training to help others. And I, years ago, oh gosh, this is so vulnerable for me. Years ago, I was allergic to food. I was allergic to soy, nuts, chicken.
That's where I am.
I was allergic to I could eat meat, potatoes, and vegetables. I was allergic.
White potatoes?
White potatoes, okay. Fine. I'm Irish, right? And German, so we can't take the potatoes away. And like, I'm a healer, right? Like people were walking through my door with cancer and letting go. And meanwhile, I have these allergies and I can't eat. And I said, that's it. I said to my cousins, I'm going to cure this. And
okay.
I had blood work done at UCLA, and they said, stop with the woo-woo, right? And like, just listen to the doctors. And I said, oh, don't challenge me. Like,
right.
And it took me.
They called you woo-woo?
Of course.
Oh, yeah, my gosh.
Of course. I have anyway, they're just stop with the woo-woo stuff. And it took me 4 months of meditating, going in, working on my base beliefs, and it breaks my heart. Oh, and I'll share this. So I had booked an appointment with UCLA to get like my blood work, and
right.
They kept the doctor was stuck on the 405. Another time the computer system went down. They kept postponing.
So every time you went in?
No, they would call me and say, sorry, we can't take you today. There's a problem. And I'm like, oh, I haven't gotten to the root cause. Like, I haven't cleared this yet. And the day that I went in, the last day that I went in, there was a base belief that I didn't deserve to eat. Now, to me, that's so sad, and I couldn't believe it. And 20 minutes later, I cleared it, I worked on it, healed it, and 20 minutes later, UCLA called me and they said, we had a cancellation, do you want to come in?
Huh.
And so blood work before, allergies, blood work after, none. And that it is possible. Like, that was amazing. My whole life changed. And, my family was in the Holocaust. I don't know if it had, I do know it had something to do with that. It had, I believe in past lives. There was past life wounding that I was carrying in this incarnation. There's a lot of things and like ancestral karma, there's a lot of things that I was carrying that created that unfortunate reality for me. But I also think it was a huge gift because I learned for myself firsthand that anything is possible. Anything. So.
Well, we're all energy. And oddly enough, I am feeling an energy in this room, mm-hmm. which is incredible. And I hope it passes through and, gets our people in the quarantine and they can feel this. But, I was brought up very, very, very Catholic. And this would be, you're talking the wrong thing, you're going to hell, you're dealing with the wrong people, right. La la la. But even in the Bible, it says, Jesus says that you can do all that I can do. You can heal yourself. And there's another part where it's, if you had the faith of a mustard seed, you would, you would be able to cure yourself. Mm-hmm. And so I don't see it as woo-woo. I see it as something like that is thrown back to before past lives. You said about that too. That there is a spiritualness that you can feel. And my mom used to say it when she would take, but it was Catholic, it was communion,
mm-hmm.
And she would say, oh, the spirit is, and I would kind of look at her like, But now that I'm a little bit older and I got really sick, my views have changed on a lot of things.
I'm also going to talk about the collective, because when we were growing up, it wasn't as socially acceptable, right? And so I think people are opening up. We're all brothers and sisters. We are one consciousness, and I think more and more people are waking up to spirit.
It's called the awakening.
Yeah.
You know, back in 2011, I had, oddly enough, it takes somebody to smack you in the face. It has to be, some kind of, revelation of to stop you from going so fast and not looking. For me, it was the death of my father, and getting diagnosed with Crest, which is not a toothpaste. But and the food allergies came with that, and I'm still dealing with this. So I'm looking forward
We're
to
going to
getting.
work on that, right?
Oh yeah. I'm totally going to get a facial.
Yeah, you should definitely come and have just everything, the works.
Yeah, because I realized, and it was a lot of self-examination, and I think that's what people have to do. They have to stop. And maybe it is, God saying, stop and take a breath and find out what's important, So
I think that's what this pandemic is personally.
Oh, the pandemic, yeah, absolutely.
Is a hard reset for the planet. People are really reevaluating. I personally believe that you got sick as research so you could help other people and be here and help lots of people who don't know what direction to move in. I know when you're sick, I had mold poisoning, right? Which is
mold too.
Not a sexy story.
Really bad stuff.
Okay.
Check your house.
And I woke up from that. I actually had a near-death experience from that, but I woke up to all different types of alternative healing. Not that I wasn't open to it before, but when you are desperate, you will try anything to get better.
And we will.
And we do. Like I'm healed from that as well. And like I said, I think it's part of my research. I've helped other people. I can spot it. It's an energy. I can spot it a million miles away. So when someone is going through mold toxicity and they don't know what's going on, they just feel crazy, I can call it out, and sure enough, there it is. And it was crazy after I got sick how many people were put in my pathway who were having issues, not for healing, just like out on the street and at Coffee Bean or wherever, and one little light switch changed their course, right? And I think that's why you had to go through the things that
I'm still going through.
That
but
you're still going through.
It's almost like an education.
Yeah.
And if I would have just taken the prescriptions or the Jello or whatever, would I be on this path? And I do really want to help people.
I don't believe it's part of your karmic contract. Okay? I don't think that you would have ever taken that Jello because you were meant to do this. You are meant to go out into the world and show people an alternative way. That's one of the reasons why I'm so excited to be here, because you're making a difference with your word.
What do you think? What do you think about stem cell therapy?
I want it. I want it. I have multiple friends and clients that have done stem cell, and I've seen miracles.
Yeah.
I think.
For some reason, I get this. It's almost like a message or something to kick and scream and say, hey, that this could be the answer for a lot of diseases.
Absolutely. I mean, I have seen miracles. Science is astounding, and what they're capable of accomplishing, if in the right hand.
Right.
It's amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think so many people have been dragging their feet on that one? Oh, you have an opinion on this.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and be clear about this. I think that, well, I will say this, and I'm probably going to get flack for it, but I think,
get flack.
Yeah, I think that some people are connected to their story. I think some people like being in their disease or their illness or their whatever. It helps them on some level. And I also think that it's a business, right? And there are a lot of companies out there that don't want holistic healing because then they stop making money.
Right. Well, we deal with the big pharma, especially in the United States, and I don't think they've figured out a way to capitalize financially enough or make the stem cell process a pharmaceutical. But I think people are starting to talk, and as well as with the spiritual healing and energy healing.
There's so much we can do. I mean, just going for a walk and being mindful is a meditation. Being kind to one another is so important. Like, there are things that we can do that are at our fingertips that makes a difference in our world.
Well, it's funny you say that because people will say a healthy relationship, you know, a healthy friendship, a healthy environment.
Yes.
And all of that counts. So.
Absolutely. And it's about loving yourself, right? When we are...
That was a big one for me. Forgiveness, forgiving yourself. Not only just, all the crap you do, but really saying, okay, today's the first day, put all that shit behind you and start appreciating every day.
Yeah.
So beating yourself up is just going to make you sick.
We're meant to create heaven on earth. You know, one of the reasons why they say it's a sin to commit suicide is because we're not enjoying. We're not experiencing like the ocean or chocolate or friendships or like just the sun beating down on us. You know, that's a sin when we're not in appreciation. You know, for me, because of my gifts, right? I used to have a BlackBerry years ago, and it would say a command, and I would say trust myself, and it would go off 30 times a day. And I don't know why, but it really was a powerful affirmation. It's probably 15, 20 years ago. When I had a BlackBerry, but loving ourselves, trusting ourselves, being in alignment with our authentic being, that's living.
What can you tell our audience about, especially because, sometimes when you're sick, and even when you're not sick, depression can be a huge obstacle for people. And like you said, suicide is not... they say it's a temporary, it's a final solution for a temporary situation. But some people really, they have issues, especially comedians. Right. Our laughter is actually a way to survive a lot of those obstacles. So
I think all Irish people have they have that sense of humor, because when I was sick with the mold, I wanted to die, and I'm connected to source. I see the angels, and I just kept saying, take me now, and they're like, not gonna happen. And I think wanting to die is a way to get out of your pain, not necessarily going through with it, but it's a way to release some of that pain, and I don't know if that makes sense or not, but for me, because I never really wanted to exit the planet, I just wanted to be out of the pain that I was in. And
life can be painful.
Life can be very painful. you know, and we're growing and we're evolving. So advice to people that are going through depression, I would drop into your heart space. I would call on your soul, your highest self, and I would feel the essence of your energy. We heal ourselves. When you're in connection with source and your highest self, it's a vibration, it's a frequency, and nothing can if there's a lower vibration, it can't stay. So you're elevating your energy, your frequency, and know that people are out there that love you. You know, one of the things during COVID for me that's been really important is to connect with people, because we all feel so isolated and alone.
Yeah.
You know, I know firsthand what that feels like and have worked through that issue. So I pick up the phone and I call my friends. I make an effort to connect with people and tell them what's really going on. We're all going through it.
Right.
When, okay, we talk
you're
about
alone, but you're connected through being alone and isolation and quarantine and
you talk about me being
fear.
A celebrity healer. Every single person that walks through my door feels alone on some level. It's just like, to me, it's sad, but at the same time, I think that's part of the human condition.
So how would someone find the assistance of someone like you, a healer, to be able to, you know, have them put their hands on them and help that energy that they have and elevate it to a higher level, you know, which could save their life?
One, ask.
Ask.
Ask the universe.
And you will receive.
It's true. Ask the universe to bring someone into your life. There are thousands and thousands of healers in Los Angeles. I personally know a lot of unbelievable human beings that are spiritually very gifted, and we're all working together. Ask that someone be brought on your path, and trust that the right person will appear. And you know what? Also ask other people, because I think going on referral for anything is really important.
Well, there you go. I don't want to take more of your time, but that's just really good advice. Ask, love yourself, give your space, and forgive yourself. Walk in the light, right?
Walk in the light. That's it. We are all connected, right? It's a group effort down here. It really is a group effort, and I think everybody deserves it.
What is the COVID slogan? We're all in this together.
Yes.
Isn't it funny when we have to wear a mask though? So
well, we're 6 feet apart right now.
No, we're all 6 feet apart. We're all trying to make it through this, and I get the feel, you know, Montel Williams, psychic, said it's going to end like in February.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I just like saying that. No, she wrote a book, and it was like about. She said that this virus was going to come in as fast as it was going to leave in the year 2020. And this book was written back in 2011. Was it a coincidence? I don't know, but you know, that is pretty funny.
When you're
Montel Williams.
When you're tapped in, right? When
Yeah.
you're receiving the information, half the time when I'm downloading information, I don't remember. I just kind of say what's coming in. And I don't know, I'm going to go with her, because I have told multiple friends there's a shift in February. Multiple, and I'm
Really?
saying it.
Oh my gosh.
So
it's February.
Right. I don't know. And I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I think that here's another thing that I think is great advice. You said go into the light. Stay with positive people. Drop into positivity.
Right.
That is it's so easy to, I mean, if you look at the news, everything can be negative. And people go right, they beeline for that. you don't have to.
Well, I think everybody knows if they stay around a certain situation, if it's harmful for them, that it's bad for them.
Yeah.
So and sometimes it's really hard to get out of a bad situation, but you have to be, courageous in this life. That's what.
And you take a step towards a positive, a positive thought, positive people. You go through things, I'm sure you've been through this, where you look around and you're not exactly happy with the people that you have in your reality. You make a change, and it's not that they don't have to be, or they can't be in your life. They just go on a different shelf. We all deserve to have love and amazing human beings in our lives. And that's my thoughts on it.
What is the necklace for?
This is actually a shark's tooth and a black diamond. And
it's beautiful.
Thank you. And it's for protection. Yeah.
And that is very, some people would say that that's not a real thing, but even like my mom wore a miraculous medal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's different religions have different rules, regulations, but they're all spiritual, and they're all about the light and the energy. So we have to take these universal things that we all have, not be so judgmental of each other and or ourselves, and let's start to heal the world, heal the earth, heal everyone. I think we can do that.
We are doing it, and everything has power. I've given this power to protect me, therefore it does. Your pink glasses are a reflection of how you see the world in love.
Yeah, what is it? Rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses, and so
they're just hiding my scleroderma eyes. But I'm
your
gonna get
eyes
better.
are beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, don't listen to that one. I have seen them, and but I think that everything that we believe can manifest. And here's another thing, like when you talk about your mom and the medallions and protection, people can do so many things for protection, for love, and feng shui, and different little like heart exercises. Like here's one that is going to sound a little out there, but it's not, and it's so powerful, and a friend told me about it, who she's a shamanic healer as well.
Okay.
And she says, if there's an item, like you could put a piece of sage, okay, or something that you want to burn, a piece of paper, like you write,
Right.
and you direct your energy, anything that you want to let go of, into that piece of sage or the paper, and you burn it, it releases from your energy fields. And there's so many little things that don't take a lot of time. When you put your feet on the ground and you think of tree roots and you ground into Mama Earth and you just let it all flow. There are so many things that you can do at work or like in a minute's time that help to raise your vibrations, help to release some of the the thoughts or the beliefs or the energy, whatever you want, whatever it is. And anyway, I
Well,
hope that helps.
and I'm going to go back to the Bible because that's what I was brought up with, and it's stood the test of time. But there's a I guess towards the end of it, the Revelations. Do you and it does say in here that that there will be heaven on earth, and we all have to go through this, but the good will survive and that kind of a thing. And there is evil in this world. There is a yin and a yang. But what do you think about that?
I think that heaven on earth is now.
Okay.
I believe that one of the things that, so my crown opens up, my crown chakra, and light comes in from the other dimensions, whether you want to call it source, heaven,
God,
whatever.
this or that, yeah. Whatever that is.
Whatever that is, okay? And I think that because I'm a medium and spirits come and talk, like I'll get a knock.
I'm a large.
Right. Spirits will knock and then they'll start talking. And I'm just a girl from Philly, by the way. So like when this stuff is happening and like it's mind blowing sometimes still, like all these years later, I'm like, I can't believe I just channeled that. That's amazing. But what I've learned is that they live through us as well. So we're always looking to get out there, right? It's like we want to transcend, we want to feel bliss. We're capable of bringing that in to our reality. If you open up your heart and you ask for that heaven, that source, you will feel that eternal bliss. And as a medium, I've had multiple family members and different spirits come to me. They get to feel what we're experiencing. Like my dad passed away in 1997, and before he passed away, he said, honey, as long as you're alive, I'll see the world through your eyes. And when you have children, I'll see it through theirs. And it was so beautiful, like really, really beautiful. And that has carried me over the years. When I'm having, I don't eat it very often, but when I'm having spaghetti and clam sauce, because that was our dinner, I know he's there having it with me. I know it. I can feel him. I know it. He gets to experience that. When he loves seagulls. He said, honey, as long as you know you're old when you start talking to the birds, right? And when I go down to the beach and I see the seagulls, I can feel his presence. They get to experience what we're experiencing. And so we're bringing Earth to their heaven, right? Because there's no, like I said before, there's no chocolate. There's no cashmere sweaters, and there's sex and all that, like none of that. It's different. It's just different. And so, although I don't want to think about sex and like them, whatever. So, whatever. Shift that out. Cut that out. So, but it is true. So I believe in heaven on earth. I believe it is in the present. I think your thoughts can change in a moment, and you can create that at any time. I think we're in that time period.
So that the awakening, the mindfulness, the thoughts, the energy, these are all very, very important. Now, how can somebody get a hold of you?
Well, my website. Okay. And
what is that website?
It's Theo it's White Light Fusion.
Okay.
And my email is theo@whitelightfusion.com.
So you can
thank you.
give her an email and she'll answer you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
That's incredible. You've given so much great advice,
great.
and I hope everything.
Right.
I want to hug you.
Me too. All right, we'll do angel hugs. Yes,
okay.
Of course.
But how do you do that?
Well, just feel my energy, right?
Okay.
And we'll feel the angels around us.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yes.
And beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.